this unit number 3, that is entrepreneurship development. In entrepreneurship development, we started discussion on what are the different entrepreneurial competencies. We understood that entrepreneurial competency are the different key characteristics which anybody should have to become successful or and to grow in the business. Therefore, these entrepreneurial competencies, we saw that there may be different entrepreneurial competencies or characteristics. There may be few general characteristics which are applicable to all entrepreneurs, and there may be some specific competencies which are required related to that particular industry or that particular business. Entrepreneurial competencies, we discussed that there may be three major types of entrepreneurial competencies. Maybe behavioral competencies, another is entrepreneurial launching competencies, and then entrepreneurial managing competencies. These behavioral competencies are the generic sort of competencies like initiative, systematic planning, creativity, innovation, risk taking, problem solving, persistence, quality performance, information management, persuasion and influencing ability. All these are behavioral competencies one should have. Then related to entrepreneurship, a person should have few entrepreneurial launching competencies that we discussed, like he should have the competency of understanding the nature of the business, determining his post potential as an entrepreneur, then how he can develop a business plan, and to get the technical competence related to this entrepreneurial launching competencies. Again, we have to have these competencies of understanding which type of ownership to be chosen, related to how we plan the marketing strategies, we locate the business, how we finance our business, how we comply with the government regulations. Then we saw the different entrepreneurial managing competencies, which are also very important for managing the business, like teamwork, networking, planning and organizing, and problem solving and decision making. So also we discussed the how we can develop these entrepreneurial competencies, what is the procedure to build this type of entrepreneurial competencies. We saw that there are important four steps, like first is identification of the competency, second is how we have to self-analyze ourselves, self-assessment, then competency application of that competency, and then feedback to ourselves related to how we have achieved or how we have imbibed that type of competency, so that it can be helpful for us in our future. Then today we'll be discussing about entrepreneurship development. What is entrepreneurship development, and then how it is useful for a person and a society. Entrepreneurship development, as a term, it refers to the process of enhancing entrepreneurial skills and knowledge through structured planning, structured training, and institution building programs. So it is a process of enhancing the skills of entrepreneur, his skills, knowledge, through some type of structured training and institution building programs. This entrepreneurship development can help to create entrepreneurship culture within a society. The entire society can get benefited out of such type of training and entrepreneurship building programs. So the culture related to entrepreneurship will be built in the society. The environment wherein the people will be motivated towards entrepreneurship rather than going for jobs, that environment can be created in a society. The skills acquired for entrepreneurship development, these skills may not be immediately applicable, or it may not be immediately you can see the results. However, it can be useful in the long run in the society. In the long run, this can be helpful in creating entrepreneurs rather than creating job seekers. So concept of entrepreneurship, how it benefits this concept of entrepreneurship development, it helps or it benefits both the prospective as well as existing entrepreneurs. Prospective means those who wish to become entrepreneurs and those who are existing entrepreneurs. This concepts of entrepreneurship can also contribute to development of individuals' creativity, initiative. It can contribute to job creation, economic growth of that particular country, and competitiveness of people in creating the jobs and entrepreneurship. Then we'll move towards the entrepreneurship development programs. There may be different entrepreneurship development programs which can be organized, which can motivate entrepreneurs to become entrepreneur. It can educate people how the entrepreneurship or the startup can be initiated, what all knowledge is required, how that startup can be nurtured and grown so as to achieve the goal of entrepreneurship creation and to help the society by providing valuable solutions. So these entrepreneurship development programs are to develop entrepreneurial abilities among the people. As I said, the objective of these programs will be to develop entrepreneurial abilities among people, to inculcate, develop, and polish entrepreneurial skills in a person needed to establish and successfully run the enterprise. These type of programs will help a person to polish his skills, to inculcate and develop these type of skills which are relevant to establish and successfully running a particular enterprise. The objective of entrepreneurship development program is also to widen the base of entrepreneurship by development, achievement, and motivation. So all these are the different objectives of entrepreneurship development programs related to development of entrepreneurship thoughts, development of entrepreneurship culture, achievement of this type of culture, entrepreneurship mindset in the people, and then motivating people to get on the entrepreneurship task, start different ventures, start their own businesses, and to help society by giving valuable solutions to their different problems and by creating a large number of employment to the many people. So what is the need of EDP? The EDP can be helpful to the entrepreneur or the people who wish to become entrepreneurs or those who are actually the entrepreneurs. These EDPs, entrepreneurship development programs, can help to ensure superior performance of the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs can perform better and to induce motivation and competence among young budding entrepreneurs. So this can also help motivate the people and build competence among those budding entrepreneurs so that they can create a startup on their own successfully and they can run it for in a long run with successful growth which can be ensured through this type of entrepreneurship development programs. A few objectives of ADP will quickly go through. The main objectives of this entrepreneurship development programs will be to develop and strengthen the entrepreneurial quality, the understanding, developing, strengthening these entrepreneurial qualities of a person which are there inbuilt, understanding these qualities of the person, to analyze the environmental setup of MSME. What is MSME? Have you heard this term MSME?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
MSME certificate is like Udyog Aadhar certificate.
Acha. So MSME is a micro, small, and medium enterprises. So to understand the environmental setup for this type of micro, small and medium enterprises. Also, these EDPs can help us to understand the process and procedures involved in setting up of small enterprises. What is the procedure to set up, to understand how available sources can help and support small industry or a small business, then to acquire necessary managerial skills required to run small scale industry, and then to know the different pros and cons of becoming an entrepreneur. So all these are the different objectives of an enterprise development program. Entrepreneurship development training, what are the different phases, what are the different steps of this kind of entrepreneurship development programs, that we'll have to discuss now. There are majorly three phases of this type of entrepreneurship development programs. First is pre-training phase. Before the training, what is required to be done. Then training phase, that means during the training what all can be done. And then post training phase, after the training, what are the different inputs or what are the different support can be provided through this type of entrepreneurship development programs. So first is your pre-training phase. So in pre-training phase, that is before the training, what is essential, what important preparations need to be done is, first is identification of promising area having good commercial prospects. So before we start the training, we'll have to understand what is the promising area, promising industry, or what is the prospective type of businesses wherein we can provide training. Then selection of project faculties, course coordinators who is visionary and has relevant experience. So to provide the training, deliver the different sessions, we'll have to identify different faculty who are experienced and having knowledge. Then arrangement of infrastructural facilities, different infrastructural facilities for the programs like location, availability of internet, computers, food, lodging arrangements. All these need to be done for the entrepreneurship development program before the training program starts. In pre-training phase, again, we'll have to look for different other things like conducting industrial survey or environmental scanning for identification of good business opportunities. So for delivering the content and to deliver the opportunities which can motivate the entrepreneurs or prospective entrepreneurs during the training programs, as an input to be given, we'll have to conduct industrial surveys, environmental scannings, which can be provided as an input during the training programs. Then design the course contents, what need to be the different modules, what are the contents of the this training program. Then getting support from different agencies like such as district industrial centers, DICs, state finance corporations, SFCs, and small industry service institutes like SI. So all these agencies are there which can also provide support for this kind of training programs. The support may be in the term of information, guidance, or speakers from this kind of agencies to motivate the entrepreneurs. Then pre-training phase. In pre-training phase, like the advertisement and publicity is also, which also important to communicate to the entrepreneurs for attracting the entrepreneurs towards this type of entrepreneurship development programs. Advertising and publicity is also one of the important component to reach different prospective entrepreneurs. Promotional campaigns through either with the help of print media or electronic media, digital media, leaflets, posters also can be used to communicate to the prospective entrepreneurs prospective as well as the existing entrepreneurs. Then selection of participants, selection of the participants need to be done who are all approaching for this entrepreneurship development programs. The selection of participants also be to be done on based on the different criteria. The second step which comes is the actual training phase. So after the pre-training part we have completed, we have prepared ourselves for providing the entrepreneurship development programs. All the arrangements are done. Then the second phase is the training phase, the actual training, um, the actual training program, the execution of that program which is there. In that training phase, first is the management. The entrepreneurs or those participants need to be taught about basic principles of management. The first part which can be taken up in training phase either may be related to the management of the business, basic principles of management which we have already learned, like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling and coordinating. All these different basic principles of management can be taught in real life scenarios, and to realize benefits and significance of all these with the help of different cases, different examples. Different techniques can be used to guide the participants, like we have case studies, management games, role plays, simulations, so that these skills can be acquired by the trainees. Second area wherein this training can be provided may be technical competence. The related to the technical aspects of the business, focus should be laid upon acquiring technical competence in suitable area to be the competence which is suitable to particular area which is selected. So for particular industry or particular business or the area wherein the entrepreneurs have selected their area interest area wherein they want to set up their industry or their startups, the technical competence which is required, that is to be focused upon. What technical assistance competence will be required, how that can be acquired. So industry experts from that particular industry may be called upon to share their experiences, share the uh, understanding of technical competence, technical skills which are required. And then it is important to the trainees to understand the basics of technology, rate of technological change in that particular industry and challenges ahead. So through all these sessions or the guidance from different industry experts, the trainees may be made knowledgeable about how the industry is changing, what are the technological skills or technological uh, knowledge which is required for a particular industry, what are the different challenges and what can be the possible solutions to overcome these challenges, that can be provided as input during the training program. In the technical competence again, and comparative analysis of present state of technology in developed and developing nations may be relevant at this stage. So by making these participants aware about the state of technology, how it is there in developed countries and developing countries, that can also be provided as an input. Then entrepreneurs can get ideas best suited to their regional requirements. So through all these, entrepreneurs can get ideas, so which can be for their particular regional requirements, maybe the country wherein they are living, the areas where they are living. So what are the different social problems, the requirements of the different people in the society, they can get different ideas related to what they can offer, and in the context of whatever technology which is available and relevant in that particular industry. Then we further in technical competence, The program may cover different areas like details of the technology, plant machineries, the major suppliers, lifespan, special features of the machineries, the different raw materials and their availabilities, the manufacturing process and human resource requirements. So all these aspects related to technical skills or technical requirements of the business can be delivered. And then it is important to the entrepreneurs to understand that they are not they should not park substantial funds in fast changing technology, as obsolescence is a big risk. So it is also can be made aware to the entrepreneurs that investing large funds in certain technology may not be particularly useful in a particular business. Maybe there is a risk many times that the technology becomes obsolete in a very quick time. Therefore, how to make use of the changing technology by not investing that large funds in particular technology. These entrepreneurs can made aware how they can run the business or how they can manage their businesses by taking the benefit of changing technology. Then field trips during these training programs can also be organized to make the participants aware of the different businesses, their technologies, and how they are managing the businesses. Then, apart from all this technical knowledge and knowledge regarding the industry, motivation and stress management is also one of the important part of training programs. The motivation and stress management. The entrepreneurial training programs may be designed to elevate and sustain the motivation level of the trainees. Motivation is very important in entrepreneurship. Many times there may be situations which may be discouraging. So their motivation level need to be maintained, that need to be sustained, and therefore these entrepreneurial development programs, training programs may also incorporate the type of component like motivational programs, motivational games. Also, along with that, stress management is important component, as these entrepreneurs have struggled at different phases before finally getting the results. So entrepreneurship is a journey. At every stage there may be different obstacles. Entrepreneurs may be discouraged, demotivated at different stages, and therefore managing the stress motivation is also very important at on day-to-day basis from stage to stage. Therefore these participants are also provided with this type of training component like motivation and stress management, so that they can motivate, they can relieve the stress at different stages of their entrepreneurial journey, so that they can finally become successful in their ventures. So in motivation and stress management, they should be taught about stress management techniques. Their different techniques may be taught to them. Also be counseled with hand-on to their beliefs and their ideas. The importance of family members need to be highlighted. So these entrepreneurs need to be counseled. They need to be provided training. They need to be taught about different stress relieving techniques. Also, importance of family members in providing the mental support during the journey of entrepreneurial phase also be highlighted during the training programs. Entrepreneurs are strong-willed individuals who may need family support during the tough times. Family members are the ones who are closer to entrepreneurs. Every session in the training program should aim at strengthening their confidence and expanding their visions. So every in this type of entrepreneurial development programs, they need to be taught about the importance of family members, the support, how the family can support during the different phases of entrepreneurial journey. Also, this training program need to be stress upon related to strengthening the confidence of the entrepreneur and how they can expand their vision about the business. This motivation levels can be raised to a greater extent, because not only motivated participants will survive through starting and sustain in a new venture. So only motivated people or motivated entrepreneurs who who can put their persistent efforts for the business, tireless efforts, without any pause or without any uh, demotivation or without any gap. Those who can consistently put on their energy, put on their efforts for the business, they can survive. They can establish their entrepreneurial venture and their businesses, startups successfully in the market. And therefore, the motivation and stress management is also important component which can be provided during the entrepreneurship development program. Then once that entrepreneurial program is over, post training follow up is also an important phase for EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program. So post training means after the training program, these entrepreneurs and the participants or the budding entrepreneurs can be provided with assistance in terms of registration of their enterprise. What are the different requirements for registration of their enterprise? The loan procedures and documentation. The support can be provided to file loan proposals and the documents which is required for getting the loans. The facilitating the infrastructures like land, plant layout, purchase of plant and machinery, power connections, etc. All these infrastructural facilities and the guidance related to that can also be provided during the post training phase. Then securing subsidies and grants, making the entrepreneurs knowledgeable, aware about all the different subsidies and grants which are provided by government for a particular business. So, and utilizing these incentives given by this center and state governments, how these state and central governments are providing the subsidies and incentives for different businesses, making the entrepreneurs aware and knowledgeable about all this can be also a task in the post training phase. Then management consultancy and troubleshooting. So these entrepreneurs can also be provided with consultancy services, and then troubleshooting whatever troubles or whatever problems they are facing. The services related to that can also be provided during post training phase, providing up to date information of the industry and meeting with EDP organizers and participants. So this the entrepreneurs or participants can also be called for a meeting on regular basis after the training program gets over. On regular basis, after regular time intervals, they can be again and again called to understand their problems and to provide a better solution how they can solve those problems and perform better and get success for their ventures. After this um, post EDP, that is uh, post training post training, this EDP evaluation along with the entrepreneurship development programs related to all these phases like pre-training programs which we have discussed, pre-training phase, training phase, and then post-training phase. Along with all these phases of EDP, the evaluation of EDP is also very important. The evaluation of the entrepreneurship development program can be done on different parameter, different criteria. So it is important to review each aspect of EDP from training to post-training phase. So all these components, all these phases, pre-training, training phase, and post-training, all need to be reviewed, all need to be evaluated. So this can help in charting lessons learned and in guiding the organizers to plan better and remove loopholes in the next program. So this type of evaluation, which we can do during the training programs, so that can help the organizers to plan better inputs and to remove any loopholes any problems in the entrepreneur development programs. So EDP evaluation should be planned alongside every phase of the program to identify and correct deviations if any. So this type of evaluation of EDP need to be planned along with the EDP, along with the entrepreneurship development programs simultaneously to identify at different stages what are the different problems, any deviations if are there that can be corrected immediately during the program. Then evaluation of EDP can be done in on the basis of different parameters, as I said, like financial results, the gestation period. Gestation period means the time from where the idea has generated till it has started the business, started the production. It is a gestation period. What is the gestation period of the participants? Then capacity utilization, expansion and diversification, and then value addition. What value that program has added to the participants. So till this will stop. Any query till now? Whatever we have discussed. Do you have any queries related to the topics which we have discussed?
Sir,
Sir,
excuse me, sir.
excuse me. Ah,
Sir, actually, I have
actually, I have
attended that
attended that
webinar.
webinar. Yes.
I am
I
trying
am
to
trying
upload
to
on that
upload on
Google
that
form,
Google form, hmm,
but it's
but
showing
it's showing
unable to upload.
unable to upload. So you can reduce the size of your screenshot. You can reduce the size and then you can upload. Okay.
Sir, it is
So
less
it is
than
less than
MBs, 1 MB. It's somewhat 567 KB PDF. That it contains 4 to 5 photos of screenshot.
Acha. So go to that link and try to upload again. Isn't it? It may be some technical problem related to the device. You can switch off and switch on the device and then again do that. Okay. See your
Okay, okay.
connection
Sir,
also.
should I
Okay.
send it on mail that IIMS?
No, no, please don't send it on that email. Send it on that link only. That is specially created for that. Okay.
Sir, I tried it for 2 to 3 times, sir. I created new PDF again and again, but of less MB, but then also it's not uploading.
Okay. Do one thing. Once switch off your device, switch on,
Okay.
see your internet connection, then try to do it. I think that will solve your problem.
Okay, sir. Sir, if does not happens after switching on also, then I will send you on WhatsApp
And then
that
we'll see.
PDF.
If any problem comes, then you please tell me. We'll see how it can be done. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.